So so that was your first experience. You enjoyed
that
going over
was one
there?
of them. The first time we went there, we had to get Jenny Ramplin out of prison as well, which was really funny. Because Danny was trying to style it up that he wasn't really impressed by us, but he wouldn't let on Danny Ramplin, because he was like, I'm cooler than you. You remember, it's not Ibiza, but I remember playing the first New Year's Eve at Ministry of Sound, and I played for 11 hours. And it was records then, and I played all my records, and then I played them all again.
Welcome to the Ibiza Hall of Fame podcast with myself, Clara, Griffin and Big Al. We're joined today with a true maverick of club culture, a DJ, producer and a creative force who has long stood at the crossroads between music, fashion and nightlife. We welcome Jeremy Healy into the Ibiza Hall of Fame.
Hi Jeremy, how are you mate today? You've had a hard one today, you've been to a funeral, so
this is actually a funeral outfit.
A matching funeral outfit.
Cheer him up, it was for my aunt who was 97 and she just passed. She was my final aunt, so I had to go. So I thought I'd just wear something that was appropriate for a funeral and also for this.
No, but you've always been in that sort of fashion element of this club culture. You've always had that element. You've always been attached to it, haven't you?
Well, I grew up with like Malcolm McLaren and Vivienne Westwood.
That was one of my questions actually. One of my questions was like the early days. It's pop star basically. You went out as a sort of a band, didn't you, in the early days?
I had a band.
You had a band, yeah.
42 years ago or something, But before then, even when I was 14, I went up the King's Road and went to Seditionaries and Sec, the shop that Vivienne Westwood used to work in, and we used to go in there and buy like bondage trousers, and then the Chelsea fans used to attack the shop, and we used to that was Pence versus Punks
the crooked floor and everything, didn't it?
No, this is before
the crooked floor.
Yeah,
okay,
it's the same place, but before they did it like that. But yeah, they used to have to lock them in, and the Chelsea fans would come and try and smash the door in, and we used to do that for fun. I don't know why, it's fucking terrifying. but I wouldn't do it now. But that's what we used to do with our Saturdays.
I've still got two of the t-shirts from back that era. I still got the Gay Cowboy t-shirt.
Your quids in there.
The Gay Cowboy t-shirt, and also Snow White with the seven dwarfs. They're getting fucked by the seven dwarfs. Yes,
Snow White and the Sick Punks, it's called.
Yeah. So them t-shirts. I mean, don't fit me anymore, but
but you can squeeze into one. It's all right. You're an earner there. They're worth quite a lot of money now. And the Sex Pistols are coincidentally, I sort of friendly with Paul Cook and Glenn Matlock's around now. And they're touring again now. It's like crazy. They're all in the private jets and everything now. So they finally made it after 60 years.
Yeah. No, but listen,
we're not talking about Ibiza.
We will do. We're talking about you, basically. That's what we're talking about the where you've come from and how you've evolved into what you've become.
Yeah. When did you start to transition into your music, like leaving the band and decided that dance music or different exploration of music?
When I was 7. I got my first record when I was 7. I got 2 records for Christmas. I'll always remember it. One of them was Space Oddity by David Bowie.
Brilliant.
And the other one was Return of Django by Lee Perry. God knows why we got these records, me and my sister, but it was a big thing getting a record then when you were 7, and it was like, this is amazing. And I started when I've been collecting records since I was 7, and that's
David Bowie's a big part of people our age, because he showed us a different way, didn't he?
Yeah, he was you know, like, I mean, obviously he's honoured now, but he was sort of scorned upon for quite a long time.
Not by me.
No, not by the people who liked him, but he was a very divisive figure, and he wasn't given...
Well, he wasn't, he didn't look like everybody else, did he? That was why, you know...
No, he looked better.
But yeah, no, for music people like ourselves, David Bowie, of our age, was a big pivotal character that we see something different. You know, you see him on the top of the pops or whatever, coloured hair, all that sort of stuff. It said to us, yeah, you can do something different. You're allowed to.
Yeah, I mean, because obviously I grew up with Boy George. I mean, we met when we were 15, 16, and you know, we were like Bowie fans, and then punk rock sort of happened. And we were punk rockers, but we still really like Bowie, you know, more really.
Yeah,
but actually, the only thing, because they hate it, we professed to hate everyone, didn't we? Like Pink Floyd and all that. You couldn't like them or the Rolling Stones or, you know. But David Bowie, you could still like him, couldn't you?
He was, I mean, a brilliant
T-Rex and
T-Rex,
all that stuff. Anyway, the 70s. Should we go into the 80s?
80s is a good. I mean, obviously you're one of the original DJs that came out to Ibiza.
Well, I think, the first time I went, well, actually, before that, when we're talking New Romantics, I remember that Spandau Ballet did this trip over in like 1981 or 82.
I used to cut Tony Hadley's hair.
Really? It's your fault, is it?
It's my fault.
I'll get him for that. Sorry, yeah. So they did this trip over to play. I think it was at Coup.
Yeah, it was. It was at Coup. Yeah.
Was it? Oh, you know more than me about this. We should be.
I was there. I was there.
Oh, you went to the gig?
I was there.
Okay. So that was before house music, wasn't it?
Yeah.
But I didn't think I wanted to go. I didn't think Ibiza was cool. I didn't think anywhere where you got package
the dance scene hadn't hit at that point, had it? That's the thing.
No. I didn't think it was cool. But I mean, it was, because it was on that hippie trail, wasn't it?
Yeah.
With all that, although I didn't really know about that then. But that was sort of 81, 82 or something.
Yeah. My first year was 1980, so I went through the whole. Every year I went back a couple of times. So,
Right. Okay. Well, I was only. God, what was I, like 18, 17, 18? Yeah. But so I didn't go on that, but that was the first time I'd heard about Ibiza. But me and George went over in 87, and we'd met like Danny Rampling, I'd met Paul Oakenfold, and we knew that scene. And actually, we went on holiday to Saint-Tropez, and we were really bored, and me and George said, "Look, come, let's fuck this off and go to Ibiza." And that's the first time we went, and it was really funny because George was, well, he'd had his downfall, but he was, you know, everybody knew him because he was the most famous person in the world for a little bit. You know?
He was, definitely.
And but so everybody knew him, and we went to Amnesia, and the guy from Amnesia said, "I will give you a house, I will give you a," you know, everyone was like totally, look, not for me, for him. But George, "I will give you a house, come this, come and I give you a house." Yeah. And then we went for a meeting with the guy who owns Amnesia, and his main business then was sanitary ware. So we went to have this meeting with him. He was going to show us this house that he wanted to give us, and it was full of toilets, like 20,000 toilets. It was like, I was like, what is it? Such a weird thing. I mean, it was a proper, like, sort of...
That was the original owner. That was it. That's not Senior Martin who's got it now. He bought it off of that guy.
Yeah, I can't remember.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, you're talking... If it's the late 80s. Yeah, that was the original owner of Amnesia. He sold it to Senior Martin, who's had it from the early 90s.
Right. There you go.
So so that was your first experience. You and George going over there.
Of them. The first time we went there, we had to get Jenny Rampling out of prison as well, which was really funny. Because Danny was trying to style it up that he wasn't really impressed by us, but he wouldn't let on Danny Rampling, you know, because he was like, "I'm cooler than you," you know, because he was actually. I love Danny. He's a good friend, and but he was new to that scene, so he had to sort of style it out a bit. But I remember him coming up to us. He goes, can you help me get my wife out of prison? We're like, oh, you like us now, don't you? And we went down to talk to the cops to get her out of jail.
And you got her out?
We did eventually. They kept her on the red-haired woman, no.
She was an handful back in the day. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, Jenny.
He likes a handful, Danny.
Yeah, she was a handful back in the day. I mean, I had a few run-ins with Jenny.
She was...
We're friends, but we did have a few.
Feisty, to say the least. He likes a feisty beast, though. He really does. Yeah. He's got form for that. Every one of his 3 wives have been in trouble.
But I quite like Jenny. I mean, Jenny's, I mean, she was really the force behind Shum, really, wasn't she? You know, he was the DJ, but she was sort of the force for doing the parties and stuff like that, I think.
Yeah, she had the lollipops. Yeah, she's great. Yeah. I like her.
So, DJing wise, when did you decide to become a DJ? That was when did you...
Oh, I was a DJ when I was about 15, because I said I've been collecting records. And I was a DJ before I did Haysi Fantayzee. I played at this Planets Club when shouldn't have even been allowed in there. I think I told this story on my podcast.
I've been watching your podcast.
Yeah, I need all the help I can get. I just started when I was a kid, and I was fascinated. I just looked at these 2 turntables, and it sort of made sense to me. A lot of people, you go to someone who plays piano, and they often say that, or guitar, and they go, I looked at it, and it just made sense to me. And I had that same feeling when I looked at, it's just a feeling. You're going, I kind of get this, I don't know, and that's, I started it.
If music's in your blood, then and if if you're in control of the music, you're in control of the whole club, aren't you? That's the nice thing that you're the one making them dance, you're the one making them feel good.
Yeah, I mean, it's a joyous thing, and it keeps you young. It keeps you feeling vibrant, and I'm totally addicted to it. I get really depressed if I haven't got a gig on Saturday. I'm like, but what am I doing? Why? Just one Saturday off is no.
Yeah, but it's this. You guys have stood the test of time. Most of us are in our 60s, and a lot of it, you guys are all still out there playing, and that's stood the test of time. And you still love the music, you're still doing it.
Yes, because it's easy. No, because you never forget what you've learned, So you've got, I've got much more knowledge now than I did when I was 20, so that helps you to do it. The certain sides of it, like the travel and the
travel's the worst part.
It gets harder, but the actual doing of it is just pure joy.
Yeah, jumping on trains, planes, and automobiles. It's not great, is it? No.
Some of the times it's horrible, but. Let's have a moan.
You have a little bit. There is always for all the ups that we've had. There are that the travelling is not a great thing. I get that.
I've been very blessed to, really get as much pleasure out of it. I do now as I did the first day. That's very rare to get what's become a job, but it wasn't a job.
But it's still not a job, really, is
that's
it?
the way you got to look at it, though.
But it's work, but it's not a job, is it?
When you say work, it doesn't feel like work.
No. If you're enjoying it, it's never work, is it? No.
Do you remember your first gig in Ibiza?
No.
Probably Clockwork or something, wasn't it?
No.
Even before that?
I remember we used to go over, and it was different then, because I remember the first times you go over, you could play all the clubs. You could go to Coup, you could play at Privilege, and you could play at Pasha, all in the same week.
Yeah.
So when we first went over, and everybody did that, it was, so, and there wasn't like, oh, you can't, then it got into like, if you play here, you must never play here.
The politics.
Yeah. So the first, before
Cream had started that, hadn't they? Cream started that, and also the Clockwork said, we want you to play for us this week, and there was a little bit of that going on.
Yeah, I mean, but that's how it is now.
Now it is like that, yeah.
Yeah, but, sorry, I was thinking of, if we got in trouble for oh yeah, they'd really hate it if you played an after hours bar, you know, for nothing. You know, they'd really hate that. They go, what you want? You can't play for nothing round the corner, you know, at 8 in the morning, you know, which obviously we love to do.
Yeah, you're out there to play music.
Told off for that. You mustn't do that again, you know. But
now it's all contracts and everything, isn't it? It was a different era.
Yeah,
it was a different era back then.
It's an industry. It's funny because I heard Rampling again talking about the dance industry, and I was like, I don't want to be in a bloody industry.
Well, it is now. It is now.
Yeah, I actually went over last week and met all the people from High and all those places which I never wanted to go to, and actually it was fine.
Yeah.
You know?
And they've done a good job with High. They've made High a better club than it was when it was Space. It's a better club. Sound system. I mean, even though Space always had a good sound system, the actual club is a better place, isn't it? If you know, the outside area, the inside, the different areas, it's just a better club.
I like discovering things. I remember when I think Alex P discovered Space.
The story of Alex P was, Alex was my resident back in the early 90s, and he went down to see Pepe, and back then you could hire a bar within a club. So, and the idea was, like, Nicky Holloway had one at a milk bar at the back of Pachar, and Alex P went down to see Pepe, and he walked in, and Pepe was showing him around, and Alex said, why can't I have this one? And it was the Terrace.
Right.
And he said, well, it's a cloakroom. He said, yeah, but, you know, can we do it here? And he went, yeah. That was the Terrace of Space. Alex P decided, you know, come up with that idea, and he was there for quite a few years and created that amazing Space Terrace. I mean, the reason why Space Terrace was so amazing is because it was the only place to go at that time in the morning. You'd come out of every other club and you're all congregated at Space. Yeah. Fantastic. I mean, you know, I'd come out of my party straight down to see Alex. You know, it was. Everybody just wanted to keep going. That's where they ended up, didn't they?
I can't believe it was a cloakroom.
It was a cloakroom.
Like, back in the day, they were like, let's change it to...
We live and learn.
So Pepe said to him, he said, yeah, of course you can. But no, he said, of course you can. But there's no one out here. They're all in the club. He said, but Alex said, no, I'd rather do it out here. He was right. He was
definitely
I need to ask, actually, because I know that, like, back in some clubs, sometimes some DJs be like facing a wall, or they'll be like literally around a corner, or
the decks
and then now it's DJs are on like main stages. They are literally like part of the show. Like, you know, what do you prefer?
You want to be the star.
Face the wall.
No, you want to be the star.
Be shot against. No.
You like to see the crowd, and
you've got to interact with the crowd. You can't do it if it's, you know, you just go. I'm not doing it anyway. If someone maybe, I'm not doing it. I remember I'll tell you what, remember those clubs in London, like Legends or something? It'd be like under the stairs or something. DJ would be
but
like...
you weren't sort of on the dance floor in Legends, but it was under the stairs.
Some places, it's like, you're right, it used to be just like...
It used to be strange, right? I remember going to some clubs, like, I was very young, I was like a teenager in the like late 90s, early noughties, and I'd literally be like, where is DJ? And I just like wouldn't see them. But now it's like the DJ.
But even that's evolved in Ibiza. They're moving the DJs all over the place, aren't they? Every year in Pasha, it's in a different spot now, isn't it?
Right. I haven't been there for a long
time. Yeah, no, it's just, and even Paradise this year, it's in a different place. You know, it's actually in the bit where you first come in. There's a DJ there now. It used to be there always was on that amphitheatre, that bit, but then they've moved it to outside the amphitheatre now.
Yes, yeah.
So, you know, it's evolving all the time. They move the decks, and, you know, I mean, Amnesia's always pretty much been in the same spot, isn't it, at the end? But, Pasha moves theirs around. I mean, I think and Coup is definitely, because the pool was where the DJ is now. The swimming pool was there.
Yes, yeah, so it's unrecognisable.
It's like a big box now. Where the old days of Coup and
but
Privilege.
Then the sun used to come up.
But they still got that. They've still got that. They kept that, which is very clever.
Really?
Yeah. So the sun comes through.
I think I go to bed earlier than that.
You won't when you be playing now.
Do you remember what was your like longest sets in Ibiza? How many hours? Would you play?
I remember, it's not Ibiza, but I remember playing the first New Year's Eve at Ministry of Sound, and I played for 11 hours.
Fantastic.
And it was records then, and I played all
your
my
box,
records,
every
and then
bit.
I played them all again. And it was 11 hours, and that's, I think, well, I've done other things by jumping to club to club to club and, you know, doing that,
Yeah.
but one place,
One
thing,
place.
that was the longest.
Well, the
I
New
ever
Year's
played.
Eve was always special, wasn't it? Always. Oh no, I've done a ministry in New Year, and
Well, it-
it lasts forever, doesn't it? It just keeps
it
going,
went,
doesn't
It
it?
went all the way round.
Yeah,
It went round
yeah.
to,
You didn't get out there till the
3
next
in the
day,
afternoon or
completely.
something,
Yeah.
And what about, like, because obviously some people ask this question, what about, like, when you need to go to the toilet or you just need to take a break?
There's always
I have a very strong
jump on.
bladder. I have a remarkable.
11 hours,
Yes,
definitely.
I'm trained. I'm a well-trained puppy. Yeah. I haven't had any issues so far.
That's incredible, though, to sustain that energy.
I know,
Like, what were
women
your
are
sets
very
back like?
impressed by that. They go,
Yeah. What were your sets like back then after 11 hours?
No, I'm not sure that was. I was completely weave free.
There's always someone in the box. You
No,
go
but
on,
I can definitely go for
Yeah.
like 5 hours, 4
Yeah,
hours easy, no
Yeah.
problem. And drinking a lot as well.
Yeah, well, you do, don't you? You're playing, you're drinking a lot.
He says tomorrow night when I play, I'll wet myself.
So there was a few set questions, especially on the Ibiza. The magic of Ibiza. I mean, are you spiritual, or is it down to the magnetics? Is it? What do you think? What is that special feeling that Ibiza's got?
Well, it's a sort of home from home. I shy away from, because of the commercialism of it, I shy away from the hippie sort of, it's a marvellous place, the water's good, you know. I know a lot of people who are like that, you know, who go Nostradamus and all that. I'm not into that. But I do think it's a place of the world. It's like you meet so many people there. I mean, we've been going there for 40 years. I still go to places that I've never seen.
I do as well, and you know.
And it does manage to keep itself interesting.
And you can still find, you know, new flavours on the island, can't you? You know, new restaurants, new bars. Someone opens a new. You know, there's always something you haven't
there's a lot
discovered.
there's
For a tiny little island, it's got a lot going on, hasn't it?
Yes. And we know it really well.
Yeah.
But it's reinventing itself all the time.
And you've constantly got new people coming into the island as well. They, you know, it is constantly evolving. But I mean, for me, it's I just keep getting dragged back there. You know, every time I think, you know, I've never had enough of it. There's never been a time I've had enough of Ibiza. You know, there was only one year I didn't go back in '95 after everyone turned up in Ibiza. I didn't go back, and I sort of kicked myself really. So, you know, it was like I almost sort of threw the towel in. But you know, I'm back now, and you know, I love it. I still love it. You know, I'm not spending so much time in the clubs, but I still love the atmosphere of that island, the feeling I get when I'm there.
What have been your most, like, memorable moments on the island? And do you have any, like, unexpected or, like, crazy stories that you'd like to
There must be loads of those.
We're all ears.
Well, the most weirdest one was when my daughter lives there. She grew up there. She's not Spanish, but she's obviously she's lived there since she was 6. And I went over just to see her, and her first child was a month premature, and it happened just as soon as I got there. So we ended up being in this hospital, and she's giving birth to a child, which was really, really unexpected. I mean, I think the baby was like a month or 6 weeks early, so we weren't expecting that to happen. That was a bit of a surprise. You know, I have that, like you do as well, a life away from the club scene. You know, she's not into it or anything. You know, she still
lives there.
Yeah.
She's born there. She count as an Ibethinken? She count as an Ibethinken? Someone who's born on the island.
Passport.
Yeah. She's an Ibethinken.
She knows the lingo.
What are they called?
They're called Ibethinken.
Ibethinken.
So the houses are called thinkers. The
Right.
people called Ibethinkens.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Oh, there you go. You learn something new every day.
Yeah.
But, they're the island people. If you're born there, you're people from the island. You're an Ibethinker.
Yeah,
and most of them live in fincas. They're the old Spanish thick-walled houses with the little windows. They're the thinkers.
Yeah, definitely do.
History lesson on this podcast. You're getting this history lesson.
Oh, architecture.
And any more sort of memorable moments that stand out for you?
There must be loads of DJing ones. You must be there's so many mad ones. We wouldn't mind some of those.
I'm keeping them for my podcast.
Okay, so another question we ask on this podcast. So, who's your favourite DJ?
Well, I think there's been certain moments, and certainly inspirationally, I'd have to say Danny Rampling, because when he was the first. Although there's people like Vince. What was that guy? You what? That guy, the Soul Patrol guy. Do you remember them? That was before.
Not the fellow who died in Ibiza.
They were like soul funk. Vince, someone.
Oh, and Robbie Vincent, all that lot.
That lot.
Yeah.
Because that was before
I came out of that scene.
time.
I came out of that scene.
Sorry?
I came out of that scene. Yeah.
Well, that was the DJs were sort of worshipped.
Yeah,
in the
Johnny
same
Walker.
way that,
Johnny Walker was. He was one of that crowd.
Yeah. So obviously, I wasn't on that scene, but I sort of knew some of the music of it. But I was too young. I was, but the DJs were something. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
they were a bit artists, and they weren't. Like,
not like they are today, but they are.
DJs were like stupid presenters, like Smashy and Nicey.
No. But what you're talking about is the underground jazz, funk, and soul scene, which is the same as the early days of the house. It was the same type of, and a lot of those DJs, like Terry Farley, was one of those. And there's a lot of those guys that. Simon Dunmore was one of those guys. So a lot of those guys who were jazz, funk, soul DJs turned into house DJs.
Into that,
Trevor Fung, another one. There's so many of those guys that come out, and Rampling was probably another one of those guys as well.
I think he was like a rare groove thing or whatever. But sorry, my point was that Danny was the first person that I saw that kind of, and I was like, I could do that. I like that. I could definitely do that as well. You know, and he was an inspiration just for see the fandom of that, the culture, because it didn't exist in London. Yeah. All that scene was outside, wasn't it? We did West London, there was South London, there was clubs all over the place. It wasn't, but that, so therefore I'd always say him in that moment of Shum and all that, because then it all came and it was all there, and that was brilliant, and I like things. I remember when Oakenfold, when he played like Pink Floyd, and I was like, this is great, because you don't have to, it doesn't have to be, well, it bloody does now have to be all house music. But the whole thing is about bringing these.
But that story, we've told that story quite often, because obviously we've done Paul Oakenfold, and we will do all the other guys on that trip. When they went out there in '87, they'd see Alfredo for the first time, and it opened their minds to Balearic Beat, which Balearic Beat is mixing the musics together, and which they'd never done before. And they see a different light, and they brought it back to London, basically. That's what they did.
Alfredo used to play Sade, so you can't even imagine
playing it now. No. Well, listen, I said famously, his closing track at Amnesia was William Pitt's City Lights. I mean, you can imagine playing that record in a house night.
Yeah, people are good. Yeah, but it was an international thing. I mean, that was what was nice about Alfredo's Flavours. He didn't have the cool factor at all. It wasn't that cool. No, but it was. It
was just a different era, and he did influence a lot of our house DJs, though. That's what he did do.
Yes. So all them lot, the early
ones. Yeah. And Danny was definitely one of those guys. Yeah, Trevor Fung, Danny Rampling. A lot of those, they were the guys. Johnny Walker.
Johnny Walker.
Johnny Walker. Yeah. He lives in Spain now. He sort of doesn't DJ anymore. He's one of the few that's given up.
Well, we are getting on a bit. I bumped into Mike Pickering the other day, and he's like 70 now.
Yeah, no, listen, Mike Piggering's famous for the M People and the Hacienda, and you know, we'd like to get him on at some point. That would be a
and he
good
was
one.
going, you still do, Joe? Yeah, every bloody week.
Yeah, no, listen, don't stop, mate. Just you know, if you're enjoying it, just don't stop.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And what tracks really sort of remind you of the island, if you were to like think of 3 ones that you really love? Could be over the years.
That's a twisted question because you know there's so many millions of songs, isn't there, you know.
Ones that really stand out that kind of.
I don't know, with Clockwork, I mean, you know, like things like Higher State of Consciousness, things that you'll just go, what the hell is that? I like records when you hear it, you go, this is shit. No, this is good. You know, you think it's crap, and then it just comes good. You know, like Nirvana or you know things that I love. Yeah, I mean, I'd probably choose those 2. I'd say Nirvana. I used to play Nirvana, and yeah, it was funny. I was reading something that Dave Grohl said, and because he's such a fantastic drummer, and I loved their album. And he was like, yeah, I was playing disco under the, you know, it had that root thing. A lot of people, and I remember dropping that at Ministry of Sound, and half the dance floor just left. Just like, okay. But the other half was going crazy, and I was like, okay, I'll live with this. You know, it's cool.
You can't please everyone all the time, can you?
No, it's good if you're divisive, if you really believe in something. And, you know, with mixing techniques, you can sell something to people, you know.
Yeah, you can lighten it a little bit, can't you?
No,
or
you
you
can sell it, get it in the right way, so they suddenly they're still done, and then it's this, and then like okay, you know. I don't know, when I was a hip-hop DJ, because I was into that before house music, and I used to play like Phil Collins and things, they go, you can't play that, Phil Collins. I'm going, yeah,
Brandon Block did it all the time with In the Air Tonight, with that big drum roll and everything. I mean, he loved playing that.
Yeah, Brandon's great. You know, Brandon has just the soul of that music, you know, and he always... Sometimes he's terrible at mixing and everything.
No, but he's got great music choice. Music choice.
Records that are just whoa.
Yeah, I always say that about Brandon. You know, his music choice always had good music choice.
Yeah, amazing. Yeah. That's what I mean. I think what we're getting at is the camaraderie between all these people who are all very different people who would never have met but for DJing. They're all interesting people in different ways.
Yeah, you know? This club culture of ours is an extended family to all of us, because lots of us would never have connected. Lots of us would
sitting comfortably.
Lots of us would never have connected without this music. You know, and this music's been going a very long time. So it's a huge family of this dance scene, isn't it?
Yes, I mean, I've spoken to people and we were like, it would... I mean, we're like, you remember, like, if you see a teddy boy or something, and you go, you know, like, we used to laugh at them in the 80s, and they were still teddy boys from the 50s.
Yeah.
Well,
that's what we are now.
We get laughed at because we're stuck in that moment.
Yeah, but the youngsters are still into what we're doing. That's the difference, though.
Not all of them.
No, not all of them. But yeah, you get what I mean. You see, the club culture is still going strong as ever, isn't it?
Yes.
I mean, back then, none of us knew it was going. This scene was going to go on to as long as it has.
No, never believed that. Would never have believed it in a million years.
Yeah, we all thought something else was going to come along, but it never did it? I mean, it branched off in all different genres, but it's still the same dance scene, isn't it?
Yeah, and it's just evolving, just month after.
Yeah. And you've always had big connections with the fashion side of things. Always had big connections with the celebrity side of things. You always had them sort of connections, which is sort of added to your flavour of your DJing and everything else, hasn't it? It has. I mean, I'm someone telling you that because that's what I see. You know, the fashion side of it, you know, still makes you stand out from others in this scene, and also, you know, the people you intermingle with as well, like the celebrities and stuff. You've always been around.
celebrity mingler.
No, but you're part of that scene, aren't you? You're a part of that sort of social, Fat Tony and yourself and Boy George and that crowd. It is the slightly left field of the dance music scene, isn't it?
Well, I'll tell you a funny story. The first time we went to Shum, Paul from Frankie Goes to Hollywood, he was a really nice guy. He was the good dancer in Frankie Goes to Hollywood. Anyway, he said, "You've got to go to this place, Shum." I said, "Why?" He said, "Just go. Just go. You've got to go." Right, and I was like, "You've got to tell me why I wasn't not going." I'm not telling you, you've got to go. Right. So me and George went down there, and the bouncers wouldn't let us in.
Because of the way you looked?
No, they were like, "Oh no, you're Boy George, you're a puff. They're all football fans down there, they're going to beat you up. We can't protect you." They said, "We can't protect you."
Really? Is that what they said?
"You can't come in, right? Because they'll beat you up because you're a puff." So we're like, "I don't think that's right." We were like, "Look at this guy, I don't think
George could handle himself anyway, couldn't he?
Yes, he's got 7 brothers. Anyway, so we didn't get in.
That's bad. You didn't get in.
I said, "Paul, we didn't get in." He goes, "Oh, just go back there. We'll speak to the guy," because we didn't know Jenny or Danny or anything. And so the next week we went back in, and we goes, "Look, it's definitely going to be all right. You can let us in." Of course, we go down there, and they are all football hooligans.
Yeah, but they're all on ecstasy.
So they were like,
listen,
the same.
famously, what you're saying is ecstasy cured the hooligan.
Yes, it did.
It did. There's no doubt about that. I mean, from the ICF on the terraces having a row, suddenly they're in the nightclubs all off their nut, and everyone was hugging each other, weren't they? It was a complete change around, wasn't it?
I met some guy in the toilets at the Hacienda. I was having a piss once, and I was in the toilet, and this guy, and he looked really, really upset, and I goes, "You okay?" And he said, "I'm a soldier, and I've got to go back to Northern Ireland
After this."
Yeah, and
Amazing.
he was just like, "I've had such a lovely time," and he was obviously on bloody ecstasy, but he had to go back to the bloody war after that, and he was absolutely horrified at the thought of it.
Well, wasn't it originally ecstasy was for people that come out of wars? That's why it was designed for that originally, I think. Ecstasy.
It was designed to stop arguments.
It definitely done that for many. I mean, because at that point, the football hooligan was. I mean, it was in every ground in the country, wasn't it? I mean, the British football fan was a nuisance, basically, weren't they? Or it were known all around the world. Bang, 1988. They all disappeared because of the ecstasy.
Yes. Yeah. Now they're just a bloody nuisance in the disco.
And also with sort of club culture, what do you love most about club culture? Or what do you value about it
Well,
most?
I think we've been talking about
That's it.
It's our life, really.
Yeah.
It's our church.
It is a lifetime, isn't it? It's a lifetime. It's like a religion. It is like a religion. If I don't personally believe in God, but I do believe in this. What I've been doing in the last, sort of 50 years.
Well, I went on a psychiatric holiday thing. It's this thing called the Hoffman, right? It's just something I just did on a whim, and part of this psychiatric thing is you're not meant to tell people what goes on there because it's all meant to be a surprise. Anyway, you go on this thing, you don't know anyone, it's a bit out of your comfort zone, they do various different things, and one of the things they do is these people, and you have to be quite well off to do it, they're not poor people, so they one of the things he said, you just go into this room and you run around and you do that, and go, I do that every week. And to see that normal people, because obviously we don't mix with normal people, they're not used to doing it, and it's something really weird for them to do, and I'm like, did we definitely do this every week? It's really
religiously. We always, you couldn't wait for the next party, could you?
Yes. So I mean, that's the culture. That's it. It's opens you up.
Well, we were talking earlier. There was a thing on the news last week saying that house music makes you live longer, because and the dancing and everything to do with house music actually makes you. What you said?
Yeah, by six
years.
Tell that to Frankie Knuckles.
Exactly. Yeah.
Sorry. Boom, boom. It doesn't make everyone live longer.
No, not Frankie was. He wasn't young when he died, was he? He wasn't a young man. I don't know how old he was, but he wasn't. He was older than me. I know that.
Yes, I think he was older than me.
Yeah, he was quite a bit older than me. Yeah, and he came out of that American gay scene, didn't he? And we were talking about that earlier about that people think that the dance music scene was born in America. The music came out of America, that house music, but it was a gay small scene, and it was London that really sort of kicked off the culture.
The big difference is it was a lifestyle with us, with our lot. It was a music scene. It was a music scene there. I went to Paradise Garage, and we used to go to in the early 80s. We used to go to New York, the Freddie Laker, 99 quid, and do that every weekend and go to clubs all night, because we didn't have all night clubs, and they had radio stations that played mixes, which was like great. I used to take reel-to-reels and bring them home and do all this stuff, because we just didn't have anything like that. So it did really start there, but it didn't have the lifestyle. It didn't have the clothes. It didn't have the whole life. It was something you did for 3 hours a week. It didn't have the culture, or the thing that we created.
Late 87, early 88. It was an underground scene to start with, and that's how it grew. It just grew and grew and grew and grew, and it's not stopped growing ever since. It's pretty amazing that this whole scene, isn't it? How long it's been going for, and the music, it's amazing.
And over the eras, what era did you enjoy the most, would you say? Or you loved them all?
Oh, yeah, I mean, it hasn't stopped. I don't see it stopping and starting. It's been a continuous thing, yeah.
But you've worked the whole way through, haven't you? You never stopped DJing, have you?
No. I mean, as I said to you, I'm lost on Saturday night. I get depressed. I'm like, this doesn't feel right to me unless I'm, so yes, I have to keep busy. And it's addictive. It's for adrenaline and to keep. When the COVID thing happened, that was weird, wasn't it? Yeah, that was kind of weird. But we ended up just going to all these different countries and just go wherever there was anything. We just went to that country and did. So it didn't really stop us.
And then you had all the online stuff that came out of that, didn't you?
Yeah.
You had the likes of Gokwan, who became a DJ through that period, and now he's a superstar DJ, isn't he?
He's all right. He's better than you would think he would be.
But he came out of that doing it online. He came out of that, didn't he? It was obviously he wasn't doing his other shows, and he started DJing.
I've forgotten what he did, but he's a stylist, wasn't he?
Stylist.
I thought he was like a cook or something.
Yeah, food,
was he a cook as well? Okay, I'm doing a gig with him tomorrow night.
Yeah. No, so he did that, and he was always in the media. But he was never known as a DJ. He was, he was.
No. But I remember the first gig that I did with him, and I was a bit sceptical because I don't, it's like Paris Hilton and all those idiots. But he actually did it really well.
He's a proper DJ. Yeah. No, he's a proper DJ. I get that, and I got that as soon as I see the thing through lockdown what he was doing, and that was. That's how he created himself as a DJ.
Yeah, I think did he say something like he just went away to his bedroom for 2 years and learned how to do it? Yeah. I mean, it's kind of what I did as well.
You're talking about Paris Hilton. She never actually played any music. She didn't know what record was going on next, did she? She had someone doing it for her, didn't she?
She did that, and the arms were coming up underneath.
That was the I'm pretending to be a DJ. I did think that was a bit naff, I must say.
Yeah, it's not cool. But I mean, that's
when you're a billionaire, it doesn't really matter, does it?
Well, I actually, the part of the it's like when punk rock happened and the people, they get the wrong end of the stick. It's always the shittiest things, like the spitting and the, I've got to go and gobble people and do it. Just people pick up on the stupidest things. It's like when you go to that EDM scene in America, they've got the, you know, they've all got the horriblest clothes and like got the horrible music, and it's you know, it's all like a big fairground. It's horrible.
I've got over myself with the EDM thing. I mean, it's pop music. It's modern pop music. That's what it is.
Yes.
I mean, but it wasn't it wasn't the scene that we created.
No, that I'm like, why did it turn into that for them? But we've got around to it.
It's coming around now where you got Guetta now playing. I mean, he was a house DJ anyway, but he was massive in that EDM. But now he's actually doing both, isn't he?
I don't know.
Yeah, no, he goes out as a DJ, proper DJ in certain things, and then he'll go and do his shows at places like Ushuaia, where he's doing his show with the music that he makes. So he's like two people now. He does two different. Wears two different hats basically, doesn't he?
In Ibiza, was there any like certain specific DJs coming from certain countries that you were really inspired to?
Germany. The Germans.
Oh,
the techno Germans.
Sven's the most famous one, I suppose, isn't he?
He's funny, Sven. He's a bit grumpy. He's a bit of a grumpy old guy. He's gonna hate me when he says, "Sorry, Sven, but you were a bit grumpy."
No, I mean, that music. I mean, listen, I was always on the lighter tip. The techno was always difficult for me. The techno inside at Space when the terrace was going on outside.
Yeah, the terrace
was all happy and nice.
Yeah,
go inside
and it was dark,
and it was dark and noisy. You know, it was. I mean, Sasha loved that. He loved that inside at Space. But for me, it was.
Yeah, I'm definitely an open air, more fun type of thing. Yeah, definitely.
I think one of the reasons why we all loved Ibiza was every night was Saturday night, basically, wasn't it? You know, the sun, the fun.
Yeah, I mean, and you sit out in the sun the next day and you don't look like you've been pulled through a bush backwards, although you have.
It was very forgiving, wasn't it?
Yes.
Other than music, are there any other sort of parts of Ibiza that you really love? Like, is there a favourite?
You must have a favourite restaurant.
Yeah, favourite restaurant.
Favourite beach.
Stay.
Well, I've got a friend who's got a really great restaurant called Supon, which is Supun, which is my favourite restaurant. And it's in San Jordi. Yeah, and it's a little noodle bar.
It's inland from Playa de Bossa.
Yes, yeah, it's not far from Playa de Bossa, like 5 minutes from there. And that's really great. It's like a hot noodle place. It's really nice. It does like Szechuan flavours. It's super good.
I'm going to try it.
Best food there. That's my favourite. But there's millions, aren't there? There's like so many.
That's the best thing about Ibiza. From when we first started, there was only a few good like Spanish restaurants. Now there's every super duper restaurant you can ever. There's so many fantastic restaurants on that island. I mean, it really has.
And they charge like a wounded rhino as well.
They do. But you know, I mean, listen, you haven't got to go and eat there. But if you can afford it, it's nice, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean that's the it's a choice. There are still cheap places. I mean, I one of my favourite restaurants is Esbardado. You know, the one you sit there and watch it. You can see Vedra, and for €50 you get a 3 or 4 course meal, fabulous fish and all the rest of it. You know, so there are still places.
And some great visuals.
Yeah, brilliant visuals. You know, with the Vedra. I mean, the backdrop's fantastic. You know, for €50 and you'd have a good time. You know, it's a nice bit of grub. So beaches, where do you hang out when you get to Ibiza and let your hair down on the beach?
I don't really like the beaches. I'm a bit of a snob when it comes to beaches, but I like quiet beaches, and there's not that many quiet beaches.
There are still loads of little nooks and crannies.
We tried to visit them all one year. We were going around the whole coast and trying to figure. And Yondal, I used to really like before they built anything on that. That was when the hippies were. Before that, that I used to go there quite a lot when we were touring all the time. So that was my favourite, just because it was empty. It was the only one that was empty.
Calanova up the north is quite nice.
Oh yeah, I went up to Calanova last week actually.
You're saying, yeah, Calanova is nice down the north. It's still a bit quiet. It's not good. Hasn't got a beach club. And it's still there. Yeah. Oh, it's got one now, is it? Oh, there you go. I ain't been out there for a while.
Yeah, they've got what's it called? Atzaro Beach Clubs there.
Okay.
It's really nice. It wasn't too busy, so I just don't like it when you.
Is that the same people that have got the Hatzaro inland? I love that place. It's got great big grounds and there's always art in there and all. I like that
sort of
venue.
hippie, bohemian.
Yeah, I quite like that place. Yeah, I did try to do a party with them. It didn't come off in the end, but I did try and do a party with them. But yeah, I do like that place. Even though it was miles away, and I liked it so much that I was willing to do a party there.
Have you got anything coming up in the future, or are you going to be visiting Ibiza?
Just go to bed. That's it. I'm done. It's all over.
Do you get in the studio much, or do you do that sort of stuff?
We've done a few remixes lately. We've been working with AI, which isn't what you think it is, but I'm not going to say anything more about it because it's funny. It's amusing, but it has a place for. I was really against it at first. I just thought it would turn out really formulaic music.
Well, I mean, funny enough, our theme music, Dave done it on AI. Right. Dave Lambert, who works with us, he done it on AI, and the reason why we did it on that was because we were using tracks and they were getting stopped. So we did our own piece on AI, so we don't need to do that anymore.
Yes.
So
there's definitely a place for it, but I'm not. I'm not that interested. I don't think it could write a decent song. But
it probably will in the future. But that's the future, isn't it?
Will it?
We'll see. We'll see. Yeah.
We'll see. If you feed them instructions, it's a bit like it's a bit weird. Anyway, I don't want to talk about that. It's boring.
No, I was just going to say, if a lot of music's going to be made by AI, then who's going to be the performers? Who's going to be up there with the instruments or?
Well, they'll fake it.
They'll fake it,
won't they? Because they've started faking it already.
Milli Vanilli all over again.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
There'll be fictitious people and anyway. I don't think it's that interesting, but no, I'm playing at Pikes and 528 this year. So.
Two great venues.
Great.
528's really nice.
Remixed 528.
Well, it's the old zoo, but he's done a good job.
I played at the zoo before.
Yeah, he's done a really good job making it look very nice, and it is a good venue. There's no doubt about that.
Yeah.
And Pikes is lovely always.
Yeah, it's super fun, isn't it? I went there last week. I had a really good time. It's just good to dance in there. The sound system's good. It's like a little club. I like little clubs more than the bigger ones. They're all fun.
So the whole reason of us being here today, Jeremy, is to induct you into our Ibiza Hall of Fame, mate. So
what do I have to do?
You don't have to do anything, mate. You've done it already. Your whole career has done it. So, young man, a pleasure to give you.
Thank you. Oh, a smiley. Okay, that's going to go on my wall. Oh, I can do my hair in it. Okay, thank you. Lovely.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Thank you.
And thank you for coming down here and
that's a pleasure, darling.
Sharing your story and everything else.
The stories.
So that's all we got time for at Ibiza Hall of Fame podcast. Remember to like, subscribe and to follow us on all of our platforms. Thank you and see you soon.
It's Ibiza Hall